All right, you guys, in this video, we get to now talk about some of the fun stuff, which is getting your first clients, okay? Over the past years of me in coaching, this is always probably the biggest hurdle for every new person, right? Is just, A, how do you get your first clients? What kind of offer do you offer to get your first clients? And if you're brand new into building an agency, how do you do it without any sort of proof that you know what the heck you're doing, right? Now, at this point, you should pretty much have your website put together. So that's kind of step one, right? Is getting your website all sorted, making sure that all of your social medias reflect your branding. You've, at this point, decided what niche you're working in and really like what it is that you offer, right? Is it to dentists, chiropractors, landscape companies, right? But the big question is, how do you go out and actually land your first clients? So the big part about this section of the series, A, is over the next like 3 different modules, you're looking at specifically client lead gen, essentially. How to actually generate people to speak to. So that's going to be via different things like cold email or LinkedIn automation or Facebook outreach, right? And we're going to cover every single method. But the biggest thing when you are brand new, it is so important to get these first clients across the line for quite a few different reasons, right? A, you just took on a software that has costs. It's self-motivating as well when you actually land new business and you're like, okay, I can do this, right? So, but the biggest error that I see with most new agency owners is that they go in hard and heavy thinking they're going to, charge $2,000 a month or $3,000 a month and land these big clients, which, hey, that is great. But I can tell you from a percentage wise of working with over 600 agencies, it is very rare that when you have no proof, no case studies of your own, to actually go out there and do that. So how do you force this, right? And that's kind of the biggest thing that I would teach my students is forcing that expertise and actually learning in the process. So this process that we're teaching you on how to get clients fast is really so you can get paid to learn. And I want you to have that mindset going into it that, you're never stuck at these prices. However, on your first initial clients, when you're looking to get video testimonials, when you're looking to get your feet wet, when you're looking to learn the process of, oh shoot, how do I send a Stripe invoice? How do I send a contract? All of those things that, again, if you don't have those things perfectly sorted, I don't want you to stress. The benefit of doing it this way that I'm going to teach you in this video is that A, the client's going to be happy. You're giving them a massive discount, and we're going to talk about that exact method. But B, it really allows you to do the entire process front to back, right? And that's so important when you're new, because if you're saying, hey, we're gonna do a $3,000 service for you guys, and then you're scrambling to figure out those final pieces, it's just not a good look. You're going to get frustrated. The client's going to get frustrated. So I want to show you guys the fast rapid fire method to make your agency ROI positive right out the gate and actually get some cash flow. And now you've got other money that you can be putting into advertising and some of these other methods. So first of all, how do you get clients and fast, right? How do you get your first ad clients, okay? The reason why we're focused on advertising, you guys, because it is the fastest method for you to get a local business or any type of business, really fast fire results, okay? When you are trying to impress a company and you're trying to build a relationship, that is most important, right? Is that it's fast and effective. Now, if you're trying to land your first clients and you're going for, let's say, SEO, that's going to be a long drawn out result. You're going to have to be super knowledgeable in that industry of how to even present that kind of offer to a client. And then it's going to be a long term for you to actually get them results. With Facebook lead gen, like ultimately you can get these clients results right away. And you can do it for dirt cheap and make it ROI positive for yourself. So let's talk about this, right? The quick hack to land your first 3 clients, and I just explained why this is so important for your business, for morale, for everything else, right? Now, the irresistible offer. And again, this isn't set in stone, you guys. This is just what I recommend. You can go cheaper than this. You can go more than this. But this is kind of a sweet spot, okay, that I've found works really, really effective, especially when you're trying to build up testimonials, right? So these are the kind of things that I say. LinkedIn automation is great for this offer. You could, if you've got funds to actually run ads, you could run this offer on an advertisement as well and hit your specific niche audience. And it's an easy conversation to have, right? So on the end of fulfillment, and this is kind of the question I say, look, you guys, normally we charge $1,000 for this service, but if you're willing to give me a video testimonial, we'll do it for $297. You know, give me a month to prove to you that this works. I'm going to make sure that you guys are happy. And at the end of it, I just want to hear a little bit about your experience, right? So here's what's great about this kind of offer, you guys. Any business owner has $300 to actually invest in their business, okay? Now, whether or not they're going to want to spend a lot of money in actual ad spend, and we're going to talk about that as well, that's another story. And again, with this kind of offer, you don't always pull in the best type of clients, but we are in a situation where we're talking about getting you proof, getting you your own case studies, getting you video testimonials, stuff like that, right? And when it comes down to fulfillment, here's the thing. You can either fulfill it yourself, which again, in these next videos, we're going to be talking about how to go find ads in the Facebook ad library where you can pull copy. You can use ChatGPT to write copy, right? It's going to give you sample images where you could basically recreate those images in Canva and just rebrand them to your client's brand, set them up in a very simple fashion, launch ads, and then basically just watch them, right? So here's the thing about running ads for local businesses that you guys are going to learn. It is the easiest thing on the planet, right? If you've been through other Facebook ad marketing courses, if you come from the e-commerce world, this is a different game. You guys, lead gen for local businesses is the simplest thing on the planet. It really is. And we're going to talk more about that in the next videos. So with fulfillment, you guys, fulfilling it yourself is free. If you use a company like Uphex, which again, we've got a link down below for you, it's $97 up to 3 clients. The highest Uphex goes is $500, and that's for unlimited clients, you guys. Basically what it does is it allows you to create templates, to manage all your clients in one area.
Okay, I found this on the web for basically what it does is it allows...
Sorry, that was my Siri going off. So yeah, that's a great option, right? Or Carpe Diem, the other company that we talk about in the course, you guys, this is a team of virtual assistants. They can create your copy. They can pull images. They can do ad setup. If you're struggling with any of that stuff, this is what I always suggest. Go through that link down below that I put for you guys, because that's very specific for our students. So you guys get the pricing that we've basically agreed to with this company. For 40 hours a month, you can spend $500, right? So you can have a team of VAs that can do everything. They can help you with your Go High level. They can set up Facebook ads for you. They can set up automations. They can do a lot of things, and all you have to do is give them direction on what you need and want, okay? Now, all of these options can be ROI positive, and I'm going to share with you how. But those are basically, there's other options, you guys. You can go hire a white label company, but the minimum you're going to pay for a white label ad provider is $500 a month. And to pull off the $297 offer when you're just getting your feet wet and you're trying to get people in the door as fast as possible, these are going to be the best routes to go, okay? So, and again, they're all, like for instance, Carpe Diem, if you went that route, obviously you're paying $500 up front, but you don't need to hire them until you've got your first person to agree to this offer. So at that point, you're $200 short, but again, you only need one more client on that offer and it works, right? So you've got different options here, but ultimately I want you guys to have an insane offer to get your first couple clients, right? I've even seen some people do it at $97. Not what I recommend. I just think that it comes off a little bit not real to people. Like business owners are like, okay, what's the catch here? You know, it's almost less trustworthy. So you do want to have some money on that offer. But ultimately, even in the future, you guys, you could offer a $500 price point on this stuff. And if you're using a team of VAs or even Up Hex, like you can be super profitable with 5 clients, right? You can be really profitable on that amount, even with 15 clients, right? And still be doing your thing. So simplicity is key here. Now, the other thing when you make this offer is clients must be willing to spend at least $500, okay? If they don't, I want you guys to think about this math real quick, okay? So if we're looking at $500 and you look at what amount is that going to give you on a daily basis, right? So 30 days in the month, that only gives you $16 a day in advertising. Okay, so basically what that means is you can test one campaign, right? Maybe 2, and it's going to split that, you know, at $750 a day. But you can still get pretty good traction with a local company for a $500 ad spend. So if that's all they're willing to give you, and these are the conversations you have with them. Look, we need a minimum of $500 because you need at least $15 a day to spend on Facebook. And that's what I tell them, right? So that's going to give you the best minimum result that you can have. But if you're willing to bump that up, you know, we can get there a lot faster. We're going to get you a lot more leads. And I always ask them, like, what is a client worth to you, right? So for instance, if it's a dental offer, maybe you're running like Invisalign or something like that, or chiropractic, and let's say their introductory offers like $199 or $100, right? How many of those do they need to close off of that $500 ad spend plus your $297 fee? Okay, and these are always kind of how I'm doing math, because at the end of the day, you guys, it is important for your clients to be ROI positive. This is not a situation where you can be the only one making money in this process. Otherwise, you lose people, right? So, but to make back $797, this typically isn't very difficult for a client, because what I typically say to them is, all right, so if we brought you 5 new clients over the next 30 days, what kind of long-term value, okay, we're going to talk about LTV a little bit. What kind of long-term value is that worth to you, right? So even though the initial they may pay $97, what we find out is typically every person that comes through that door, you know, ends up over the year, let's say spending $450. And then you times that by 5, it's like, okay, that's $2,250. So you spent $800, our $297 plus $500, right? So $800 total to make about $2,250. Is that a fair exchange? And they go, yeah, that's great, right? So the numbers typically work out like this, right? If you got 3 clients at $297, that's an $891 in income into your business, right? So worst case scenario, if you were to pay VAs $500 for 40 hours of work, you're at a $391 profit on that, okay? Now this is super key. Like I said, you guys, you've got to do everything you possibly can to get these clients results, right? Especially if you're brand new. This is so important because you're looking for video testimonials, right? Once you have 3, say, chiropractors or 3 dentists or, you know, whatever niche you're working in, once you have 3 of them that are actually on video saying how the process went with you, boom, now you can bump your prices up because you've got proof. You've got people, you've got real companies on video saying they worked with you, they had a great experience, you got them results, right? So, and there's some great ways to do that. So this is what I want you to keep in mind. Typically with $500 in ad spend, you're looking at 15 to 20 leads. With $1,000, anywhere from 20 to 50 leads, okay? We do have some companies that we work with that on $1,000, we're getting them 60 to 70 leads, which again, is a lot, you guys. And there's so much you can do on the back end of that, but it's important for that company to realize with lead gen, like these are people that can be added into their CRM, that they can send emails to, that they can send text messages to on a regular basis. So even if out of those 50 leads that come in, let's say that they don't close into business this month, well, you may send out an email next month and they may show up, and all of a sudden, that's still part of the pie, So here's the big thing is, I want you to get in the habit, especially if you're going the irresistible method on the front end just to get clients through the door. It's really important that you schedule a Zoom call at the end of the 30 days, right? So this is something that I kind of discuss on the front end with the client when talking about, hey, we normally charge $9.97 for this, but we really are looking for some more video testimonials. We believe in our system. We've had a lot of success with it, and basically, if we do it at this price point, would you be willing to hop on a quick Zoom call and just let me ask you about your experience, right? So pretty simple. I hop on Zoom, and this is basically how this goes, okay? I ask 3 main questions on those Zoom calls. What were you doing for leads before us, right? So get them talking a little bit about what they were doing, how they were generating leads. Maybe they had tried lead ads in the past and was unsuccessful. Kind of get them talking a little bit about how they were getting business before, right? How has your experience been working with our agency, right? So get them actually talking about, and hopefully this doesn't work, you guys, if you didn't get them any leads, right? Which isn't going to be the case, I promise you. Facebook lead gen ads are so good at this point. As long as you either follow the processes that we teach you or hire the right company like Carpe Diem to do it for you and work with you in the process, your client's going to generate leads, okay? So the other piece to that, though, is their follow-up, right? So that's another part of the conversation, that it's okay to tell clients, look, if we generate you 30 leads, are you able to pick up the phone and call those leads? Do you have someone on your team that can contact those? Because again, if there's no contact rate on the leads, lead gen is irrelevant at that point. So I think that's another key thing, is don't be afraid to have honest conversations about follow-up, about, making sure to contact these leads at least 3 times. But ask them how their experience was working with your agency. And if someone was on the fence about working with us, what could you tell them, or what would you say to them, right? Those are the same 3 questions, right? If you go on my website and you look at all my video testimonials from clients, these are the same 3 questions that we ask every single one of our clients that we get results for, okay? Notice I said there that we get results for. If for whatever reason, and I promise you it's been super rare, but I probably have 2 clients in the past 3 years that was not a good experience, and it was typically because of some sort of issue in the onboarding process or something, right? But ultimately, the experience is typically pretty good. They're more than willing to hop on, and I just call it our monthly meeting, right? Like, hey, just want to hop on Zoom and review what happened over the last 30 days. So we get on and review everything, and then on the back end of that, I ask them these 3 questions. And then basically what I do from there, I edit the video to just the questions, and that video goes on my website, it goes on social media, etc. So that is going to be really important for your success, you guys. When it comes to building an online agency, you are in a world that there's very little trust. People don't know you. So how do you convey trust? Well, conveying trust is going to be through other companies actually talking about their experience with you and people being able to view that. So here's the thing, and why I say that this piece of your business is so, so important. When you have video testimonials and you can send them to people that ask for, hey, who have you guys worked with? Oh, yeah, no problem. Here's my case study page, and you just send them a link, and it's got all your videos on there of the clients you've worked with. What do you think happens when they go to that page and they hear other companies talking about their experience with you? And it's not just a screenshot of a case study. It's actual businesses in your niche. Instant trust, okay? So guess what happens? Your conversion rate shoots through the roof, right? So just consider that as you're going through this, like, it's not that your prices stay at that $297. I mean, you could build a whole business off that if you wanted to. But that's where, once I had all those pieces, if you go look at my website, like Facebook ads for me start at like $997. Now we've got that down now to where typically if I'm charging $997, it costs me maybe $100 to $200 to fulfill that client, right? So now that's over time. You're probably going to use a white label company initially, which is about $500, but at some point you're going to be able to bring everything in-house and better use VAs and all that stuff, because what you're going to find, because you are niche specific, your ads are almost always going to be the same. Your copy is going to be nearly almost the same for every single client. So at some point, after utilizing whether it be a white label company, you can use a white label company once or twice, learn their process, and then pull it into Up Hex. And now it only costs you $100 or $500 a month to have all of your clients managed in one area. Or your VAs are going to know the process front to back for all your new clients as well. So if you have a couple of clients, so this is where I want to talk about, now that you have these things, you're not only the expert now in your industry because you have proof of result. The likelihood is these companies are going to continue to work with you, right? If you get them results, now they want to go another month with you. So now you've got a couple $100 in profit every single month in your business. Your software is paid for, and you've got cash flow. Okay, you can reinvest that cash flow into advertising or whatever you need to do. But this is the fastest way to make your agency ROI positive and actually cash flow, right? So that's kind of the big thing that I want you to keep in mind, is that you can increase your prices at that point. You could offer them a sub account as a CRM if they don't have a CRM for their business and their sales team. Because if you're on the $299 plan with Go High Level, you can basically just give them a free sub account, but charge them a fee for it, basically. You can offer them other services that you offer, so you can upsell them to other services. But more importantly, this last piece, you guys, you learned the entire process front to back. Meaning you had to learn how to send a Stripe invoice. You had to learn how to send a contract. You had to learn how to create processes for your VAs, or how to use the Up Hex software, or even how to just run the ads yourself, right? You had to learn those processes. And this is where most people, at least in the agency world, a lot of them struggle because they get into agency life thinking everything's going to be done for you. And I promise you that, like, going through the process of learning it is going to be super important, because then you understand where something might go wrong and how to fix it. And that's really this whole game, you guys. Like, at that point, you can start increasing your prices. You can start creating different types of offers, but this is the fastest route to get you new clients, client testimonial videos. You're going to be the expert now in your industry. More of these companies talking to you are going to trust you. When they go land on your social media from an ad and they start to research you, they're going to see other client testimonials, which means they're going to show up for their appointments more. They're going to be excited to work with you because you've already gotten results for other businesses. And that is what changes the game of your agency. So I don't care if you've come from another agency program. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter where you're at in your agency journey. If you don't have like these things in place already for your business, like video testimonials and stuff, this is a great way to get that done. And I want you guys to get it done ASAP, right? Because you're going to go into a marketplace that is typically convoluted with a lot of different offers. People trying to charge $3,000 for Facebook ads, which honestly, you guys, I think is ridiculous, because very few local businesses can afford that. But you can go in there and kind of look like a hero to people and start to build some really solid case studies and get your agency off the ground a lot faster. Then you can increase your prices, and now you're off to the races, because every client that you get from there forward is going to be a lot more ROI positive. You can start to dump more money into ads. You're building your trust. You're building your overall network. And it just changes the game for you. So I hope this video helped you guys. If you liked this, please feel free to leave a comment down below. Yeah, and we will see you guys in the next video. Take care.